He leads an organically grown, intimate, stage-agnostic community of Black tech entrepreneurs in London called 1010 VC. Now, without further ado, thank you, Andy, for jumping on the call. How you doing, bro?
Good. Thanks for having me. Yeah, good story. I went to give it a thumbs up, and then I realized what you should never do on anything is just switching between stuff. So I was like trying to switch to get an emoji up, and I was like, "Oh, stop switching, just behave, just pay attention and focus." But yeah, all good. I'm good. Glad to see people here. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for like making time and stuff. Like, highly appreciate it. And thanks for having me. Right, like most importantly, I'm excited to do it.
Yeah. Well, I just want to double check. Can everyone hear Andy very, very well? It'll just give me like a thumbs up if you can hear Andy very, very well. So the audible is great. If you can't hear him, just let us know. If not, then yeah, we'll just continue. And again, guys, before we continue, we start the Q&A. We are muting everyone for now, just so we can get the audible is clear. And at the end, we'll have a live Q&A where everyone can literally jump in with their questions. Let me just double check so everyone can hear fine. Perfect. Thank you. Yeah, so yes, Andy.
If anyone can't hear me, let me know. I'll just shout louder or talk louder.
Perfect. So yeah, Andy, I'm gonna start kicking off the questions. So the first question I have for you, it would be great to kind of get a background about who you are, what you're about. This is a background about who is Andy Davis for people that don't know you. So yeah, feel free to fire away.
Sure. So I guess I would say like I'm from Barking, right? I'm from Barking. Barking's like the end or the end of like East London, like beginning of like Essex, I guess. It isn't East, no matter what like anyone says from Barking, Dagenham, right? But still, yeah. So from Barking, I guess I've like somewhat always been in tech. When I went to uni, when I went to uni, I guess I was always working in startups. So I didn't finish uni. I went to 3 unis, and for like different reasons. The first uni, I was like working full time, and there I left to go to a better university. What I deemed to be a better university anyway. I realized that. So the first place I was at, actually people aren't ambitious enough. Let me move. I went to another university in London, and I realized that because I was working in a startup, I wasn't going to class, but I was doing exams and doing well. So I was kind of like, they're like, hey, how are you so smart? How are you so good at stuff? I'm like, actually, I'm just doing stuff. And I wasn't like, overly impressed by the lectures. I was studying business studies, and it was nonsense because we were learning theories from like the 60s and stuff, and like none of that stuff's applicable today.
Yeah.
So ended up getting like on some program at UCL eventually, and like everyone there was like capable and stuff, but didn't finish because I didn't necessarily consciously drop out. I just didn't finish because I was busy doing my startup, and then they appreciated that, so that they supported me. They gave us like some resource in like engineers and some financial support and stuff, which we gathered externally as well. Yeah, and then over the last few years, I'm sorry, someone outside my door is also watching on his way home on his phone. Yeah. What about entrepreneurs? So I guess like over the last few years, I've done a few startups myself. All come from like problems I've experienced. So if it's applying to schools for my little sister, if it's communicating with universities and like other educational institutions for like my godson and my sister, if it's then like with hospitals, the family members and stuff, and that diagnosis and misdiagnosis issues, to like land where I am today. I guess for all of those startups and stuff, I've always had like, it's always stems from like, oh, I've experienced a problem, so then had this idea in my head for some sort of solution. Went and spoke to a bunch of people, went and put something together to test my assumptions to see if I could solve it for them. After doing that, so it's always like testing assumptions. After doing that, I then learned a bit more, iterated on that version, built a product for those people, put it in their hands, got a team together. Then when I got some traction, a bit of like validation for the product, like people actually wanted it and were using it, I went and got some like resource together in the sense of like money and other support from investors and stuff. Built teams, and the last startup that I was running is still running now. So then like I'm now at Backstage Capital investing in, happily investing in diverse founders. But I guess I was doing that and running the last startup, the healthcare startup, and yeah, I basically had to leave because this stuff's too important, right? Like, I just have to back people that look like us, that look like me, that don't have any access to funding, I don't have any sort of support. And I guess I've always been doing that for years anyway, because I like lead a community of black tech founders in London, and now a community of black VCs in London, and just trying to pull everyone together to be highly supportive. And I do whatever I can. I'm happy to meet with entrepreneurs all the time, especially black founders and stuff, night and day.
Okay, thank you, man. Thank you for sharing that, man. And I hope everyone got that and just kind of got some insight into your background. The second question is leading on to that. You touched on it just a minute ago, but like I just wanted to kind of, again, for people that don't know what the venture capital is, like what exactly do you do? So with Backstage Capital, you can share that, and then 10 as well. What exactly do you do, and how did you actually get started with the actual? So how did you think about, okay, let me do the 10? Like, what made you do it?
Sure. So I'll cover that in order. Right? Backstage first. So Backstage is a VC fund. What that means is like VC funds for venture capital, and that, again, as it says, that capital is used to like build ventures. And when we say venture in business, we mean like more highly scalable businesses. And how that works is like, let's say all of us on this call, right? There's a certain number of us. We decide we're going to start a fund together, or myself and Ty, we're like, let's start an investment fund together, a VC fund. We have to go pitch to like high net worth individuals, family offices, other investment funds who have a lot of money. We go pitch to universities, pension trusts and stuff. And we get money, and they invest in our fund, and we use that money to then invest in startups. And the same way it works for Backstage, right? So what happens is, like after we have to give the money back after a few years, they want some profit. And we usually split that and they set their expectations. So like most funds, some funds, it's like VC funds, it's 10x. They want 10 times their money back. If they give us like $1 million, they want 10 million in like 7 years time or something, 5 to 10 years time. At Backstage, we're looking at diverse founders and stuff. So there's big businesses there, but our expectations are a bit different. We're looking at 2 to 3 times more our money back. And when we finally give them the money back, we'll give them money and there's some profit. There's a split. Like we get 20% of the profit, they get 80, because we're just managing their money, right? And obviously from that money, everyone gets paid a salary, and we get to make our investments as well, which we've done here recently. I can talk a bit more about the investment after. We've just done our five first investments. So we invest at Backstage. We do 100K for 5%. So that's $100,000. So about 75 to 80,000 pounds in today's market for 5% of businesses. So it values them at about 1.5, 1.6 million pounds. And we're happy to be first money in. So like we come in pretty early stage, right? It's not necessarily an ideation when you have an idea in your head, but like you've got some validation. So you've got an idea, you're like, hey, all the people are interested. I validated it. And like, what we don't necessarily need to see. Oh, I say this anyway, that we don't necessarily need to see like fully built websites or software apps and stuff. I want validation. I believe anyone can validate something, most things, with a spreadsheet, text message, or an email service, right? So like if the example I always give is if you're trying to build a marketplace, you're like, oh, people really want this clothing, like, oh, and we're selling them, we're picking up clothing from elsewhere or something, or someone's coming. Imagine you're like, people really want sunglasses. Don't go build a website, an e-com site selling sunglasses. You can do that on Shopify. It's simple. But don't tell me you want £50,000 to build a website for sunglasses. Instead, set up an Instagram page and see how many people buy from you every month, right? So then literally put in your bio, DM me to purchase. Like put like images up on Insta with captions about what they are, and then tell people, put in your bio, DM me the like caption number or something, the sunglasses you want, or DM me the picture, and then you can buy it from me or something. And you range it off manually offline. If we see enough people doing that every month, they're like, you come to me and say, oh, like, hey, there's like 50 to 100 people doing that every month, and they're consistently buying different people or something, or you've got people on subscriptions or something. I'm like, that's impressive. This person needs some money to take it to the next level. That's like somewhat what we do. I guess in London, we also run a program where we provide some sort of guidance, help with just various stuff, to do anything from like business models to PR. Like today we had a bunch of people come in from our LP, and so an LP is a limited partner, and LP is the one who invests in the actual fund itself. So we had our investor Backstage come in, and they hosted sessions with our founders on talent, on hiring, on raising money, on comms and PR, and then on growth, like how to grow the business and stuff. Yes, that's Backstage. And lastly on Backstage, so like I said, diverse founders, and that means women, people of color, LGBTQ, disabled, and immigrant founders. Yes, and then 10x10. 10x10 is is like a WhatsApp group of like London's leading tech founders. And it's been going for about 4 years or so, for about 4 years, I think. And every quarter I do meetups for it. We have, I shift it to about 30 to 35 people because I pay for like some of the stuff, but also the room sizes we get. Yeah, and a bunch of founders just come and present what they're working on and stuff. People are super helpful to each other. A bunch of people met me through there. I think a few people met me that like even one, I'm on a board of something called Chimit, like a mobile barbershop. And like Darren met me, I believe, through the group. Like Will, who just invested in VK London, he's also in the group, and having known him personally and having that insight prior to us making an investment decision was important. So relationships build that way as well. And yeah, it's just a group of black tech founders. And now we're doing this VC thing as well, where there's all the VCs in London and on another group called 10x10 VC. And every quarter we're going to be doing like events and like big events and stuff for all the black founders in London and in the UK. And every month we're doing office hours for them. So I did like office hours last week, and we'll do like office hours will be like half an hour or 1 hour sessions with just one startup. And there'll be a few of us in the room who are relevant to our startup, the VCs, the investors, and the startup will pitch for 10, 15, 20 minutes, and we'll give them like anything from 40 to 50 minutes of feedback, deep dive feedback, like a real meeting. And that's that important piece as well, because it helps them get ready to go raise money as well. Yeah.
Perfect. Thank you, man. I guess just a quick reminder for anyone that just joined the call, if you have any questions, then feel free to just to save them, or you can put them in the chat, and at the end during the Q&A, I can read them out, or I can unmute you and you can ask Andy directly.
So I would say like, yeah, I'm muting them. They can ask directly, right? Or like if you do put in the chat, and like you don't want to speak for every reason, just background noise or whatever, I'm happy to answer like whenever relevant.
Perfect. So yeah, the next thing I want to ask you, you answered basically, you basically explained what venture capital is, but some people that may not know, so what is the difference between venture capital and some of the other funding options available for entrepreneurs?
Sure. So I always tell people, right, like we're VC, we're venture capitalists, you haven't got to take VC money. Like it depends on your type of business. So a lot of people in the UK go to like angel investors, and there's angel investors, and we can all be angel investors on this call. It just means that we have money, and we're just choosing to invest it in companies. Like if you gave me 5K for my company, then you'd be my angel investor, right? Okay. There's no like limit to the amount. Usually there's no limit to the amount, right? Like it could be like £1,000, £100, whatever, but most people don't take £100 from people because it's paperwork. But if you take £100 10,000 times, then there's a lot of paperwork you have to do, right? So yes, there's angel investors you can go to. So like I always say, like if you're raising money, if you've got a startup, you need some money. I'm like, do you know anyone with money, right? Like go and ask them, like, can I get some money? Like, will you invest in my company? There's angel investors. We have like syndicate groups. So similar, like I'm setting up something maybe this summer. We'll see how it goes. And that's gonna be like a syndicate as well. Right now, every 2 weeks, I send out deals to a whole range of investors, and these are deals that I see night and day. Like they'll just be random entrepreneurs that get in contact with people I know or friends of friends, and I send it on to like my previous investors I know personally, some early stage funds, and some other syndicates, and also a syndicate is just a group of investors that invest together. So I know a lot of syndicates. There are a few that like they put like £1,000 each in. I was spoke to someone last year, they put 25 to 50K each. Some put 5 in. Like the amount's just down to them, and they invest like as a group. Yeah. So then there's also banks. So you can go get bank loans. I think bank loans, they're like you really got to be generating revenue and be sure you're going to pay it back if you're going to take a bank loan. With us, with like all other investments, we kind of have a long-term view. So we're like, hey, we'll get the money back in like 5 to 7 years when you exit. You either sell the company, or you get a big financial partnership, or you go public, you IPO in the stock market or something.
Okay. Thank you for clarifying that and making it clear for people that may not have known. The follow-up question I have for that is that, okay, so from your experience, so I'm sure you've come across a lot of entrepreneurs in your time, like you said. So are you able to kind of share like the typical journey from an entrepreneur having an idea to getting VC funded? Is that possible?
Yeah, of course, so 100%. So okay, the best way to do this is okay, so let's say last startup, right? Like that's probably the easiest example. That I can give a bit of detail. So
Yeah.
having this idea in my head, right? Like I'm like, hey, let's just go start before that because I don't want to, because there are three VCs that are still around and stuff. So let's go start before that. So I had an idea in my head. I was like, oh, like I had this problem. I kept communicating with my sister's school, or like they kept sending me, my sister's school kept sending me letters of like, hey, the year 13 climbed the mountain. Hey, the year 8 created socks. Hey, the year 10 won a pancake competition. But I didn't care. I was like, what's this got to do with my sister's education, right? And what I want to know is what's happening in my class. Somehow I just spoke to school. I was like, how come I don't know what's going on in the class on like a weekly basis? And they're like, oh, we send like updates about some other nonsense, but we can't do that because that's too expensive. I was like, too expensive. And the thing is, I paid my sister to go to school as well, right? So then there's my godson who goes to a state school. My sister goes to private school. And like, I went to state school. So my sister goes private, like, because I was like, oh, I'm like, what, basically, like, I'll end up working out that for my previous start, there's access to private schools, scholarships and bursaries and stuff. That a lot of people aren't aware of. So, anyways, I had this, like, I was like, hey, this is an issue. What are you using? They were like, we're using an email service, but we send one email a month or so about if the school's closed or something's too expensive to communicate. I was like, oh, doesn't make sense to have the internet. Why don't you just like WhatsApp us? And then there's all these like sensitivities and privacy elements around WhatsApp and parents and WhatsApp and students and stuff, which makes sense. So I was like, oh, I should build like a WhatsApp for schools. But then before I did that, I went and spoke to I was literally going to build a WhatsApp for schools. I went and spoke to 50. I made sure I was like, I need a number, 50 teachers. I got myself a month to talk to 50 teachers and 50 schools, and let's see what they say if they want it. And then, yeah, and then I spoke to them and I realized, oh, I worked out, it wasn't a WhatsApp for schools that should be built. Like, it's something similar, but what they don't want is two-way communication. Parents and students should be able to communicate back. They just want to send messages. And if it's free, then it's super accessible. They'll definitely use it. And then another point was mobile numbers. They couldn't use mobile numbers because they're like, we can't have anyone's mobile number. So then, through all this customer conversations, I then worked out what the product should be. So I went and built a product, got very, very simple version. It was an app. You just send messages, and teacher sends messages and receives them, and students and parents receive them. They enter a class code. That's it. Boom. And they receive notifications forever. That's it. And then to get that first version together, this is testing in the summer. The schools are closed in the summer, so this is testing with like other organizations and some like summer clubs and stuff. And it got to September, schools reopened. We then, my old company, so like the previous startup I started, my head of product, I brought him in as CTO, like co-founder CTO. And then my old co-founder, we then built the first version. And it was very similar to the MVP, the very like testable version. And we spent, I think like a solid 2 months trying to get all these schools on board, right? Yeah. And after that 2 months, we literally had, I mean like 5 or something schools using it, right? And it was like, oh, people really want this thing because there was so much interest, but no one was actually using it. There's like 100 schools that are like, yeah, 100 plus schools, we're going to sign up, we're going to do this. No one used it. And it always happens. You always talk to customers, they say they want something, but when you put it in front of their face, like, then they're like, oh yeah, I'll use it. And then even when they have it, it's like people buy stuff all the time that they don't wear, they don't use. Then something happened. I think like we got to like the end of the year, and then like what we didn't anticipate is that like they would use it in their own time, right? Like they worked out when they needed to use it. And like it got to a point where then we had like 50, 60 institutions on board, and there was like 30 to 40 that were like super actively using it, and you could schedule messages now in our app. So there was like the Bank of England picked it up to use it, right? They schedule messages for a year in advance. Some random big school in Canada picked up and scheduled messages like 2-3 months in advance. The Royal University College Hospital in London, they picked up just by themselves. The University of India, and I guess that told us something. That told us that like people, we found what it's very rare, right? Like there's something called product market fit. It's when like a product in the market that's a perfect fit for the customer. And it happens with like a lot of big products, but then they've had to get there, and we just got there ASAP. We were just super lucky, right? Like we got there because one day I looked at the data and saw that like thousands of messages being sent every week, and I was like, oh, like actually, like, and I was trying to communicate with them. I was emailing them like, hey, like I would love to chat to you about our product, like why you're using it so much. They all ignored me, like ignored me. And I just told you that it's like Snapchat, Instagram, emailing you, let's chat. You're like, chat about what? There's nothing to really chat about. I was like, I just want to use your product, right? And that's what it was, and it was like a positive. So when we got, and so I didn't say when we were doing the first getting the schools on board, and like for the first 2 months, 3 months, we were like talking to investors, but we weren't like really serious about it. We're like talking to them, not blocking out. When you talk to investors, you really got to like make that all of your time. Your business basically stops, right, whilst you're doing it. It can't stop. You have to work overtime, basically. We're all kind of like taking like 2 to 3 meetings a week, which isn't serious. You literally got to be doing like 20 meetings a week or something. And then a minimum of 10 meetings a week. Yeah, and then a couple people were kind of like, oh, this is interesting. Like, when you guys get data, come back. When you guys get data, come back. And then something happened. We just had like again, you wake up and you see like all these people like start using it, and messages being scheduled, and and your product being used. So we went to like some investor meetings, and it's 2 corporate VCs just gave us money after like one of them like was a previous investor of mine anyway. So gave us money after one meeting. The other one was a big like education company, so it's a perfect fit. And they came and met us like 3-4 times, but it was literally like the first time we weren't sure they were like going to give us money, but we knew there was some alignment with us and them. And then it turned out that they wanted to give us money. So we got money a lot more easier, but that came because we already validated the problem. Like, we're like, hey, here's the validation. And there was a little something I did as well. In like, when you go to raise money, you should also have a presentation. It's called a pitch deck, which usually 10 to 15 slides covering the problem, solution, the market. The market's like idiots in education, how many schools, how many students, how many parents, etc. The team, the actual product itself, or solution you've designed, the service you've designed, competitors, and things like that, right? And then some information on like the actual marketplace itself. And you need a slide on like how it's going, like traction, or like traction basically means like actually is there anything here, and have that slide. And it's interesting. I think in our pitch deck, that even before those meetings, we kind of spoke to them, and I did something that changed something massively for us. The last slide, it had a chart. I decided, it just annoyed me, right? We were talking to them. It was like, hey, we got 30 schools signed up, or like 20-something schools at the time that are signed up. They're gonna get going soon. If you you should sign up now, because if you give us money, we'll then get to 500 by the end of next year, or 250 or something. And they were kind of like, oh, okay, whatever. And I decided to do something. I put a chart in with 2, and I'll share this afterwards. I put a chart in and it had 2 columns in. One column was really small, 25 schools, and it said no money above it. And the other column was super high, and it was like 250 schools, and it had how much were they raising at the time? I think it was 250 or something, or 500K. Oh, I think it was whatever, X amount, some arbitrary number. I think like 250K. And I made it like very, very obvious that like, here's what we've done with no money. Imagine what we can do with all this with this money you give us. And I also said to them at the end of every conversation, this is going to be 3 times more expensive for you to get into next year. Like, if you come to me next year, like, hey, I want to be involved, it's going to cost you 3 times more. Our valuation at the time, I think, was like maybe 1.5 million or something. I was like, it's literally going to cost you, the valuation is literally going to be £5 million next year. Up to you what you do, like your move. And like, again, got money from those two venture funds pretty easily. And I think like even with us, somewhat the way it goes, right? Like, there's also something about like what we refer to as dots and lines. So like Mark Suster, a VC in LA, he came up with this theory, and it was every time you have a conversation with someone, it's a dot on the chart. And but I keep seeing you over time, and that dot progresses, and if someone like goes up to the right, or like the right that way, from maybe for you guys if it's mirrored, then as long as it's progressing, that's a positive. Now I see you again, there's more progress. Now I tell people all the time, every month, send me monthly updates. And the monthly update should literally be a page long, or an email page, like one page in an email, and it should fit on my mobile phone. I don't want to scroll to read your update. I want to see it, and it should have like low lights, highlights. A low light, because a lot of people don't hear that. A low light is what hasn't worked out so well this month, and my highlight is, you know what a highlight is, like what's gone well. Your KPIs, your key performance indicators, and it's just like for us it was like number of messages delivered, number of schools on board, and you can have 1 to 3, like, but make sure you have like the key ones, the key performance indicators, and then it should have low lights, highlights, KPIs, and then ask what you need, and like let me know. Like in the words, always like, hey, introductions to like more customers, we're hiring a biz dev person, this that. I tell people, send me those updates. So what we see is after over time, this is progressing, and even if the update's really bad, send it anyway. So that transparency is important. And maybe we can help, right? Like, I remember I met Darren early last year. It was like, Darren founded Trimit. I was like, oh, we did this, about to launch a mobile barbershop. We did an app, it didn't work out, but we know what we're doing. We're going to build the experience end to end. We know what we're doing. We think it's going to do really well. And that whole transparency around something not working out, but they understood why. They understood it quite deeply. That's important. That's an important piece. So that's kind of a story from like ideation, seeing the problem, having an idea in my head, building a product, talking to customers, building another product, getting it in their hands, getting them using it, going to investors meetings, going to meet investors with good data, going to meet investors saying no initially, going back with good data and traction, and then getting the money.
Oh, perfect. I'm happy that you touched on the point that you said from idea you had like a beta version first, and then you basically said, you know what, let me make the customer this the focal point of what you're building, right? And then you went on from there. So thank you for sharing that, man. And following up, so like in that period, so you basically mentioned the journey from when you had your idea to when you get funded. So one of the things I want to touch on, as you can see from the title, is that the entrepreneurial mindset. So as you know, probably more than anyone on the call, is that the entrepreneurial mindset is like a yo-yo. It goes up and down. It's like an ongoing roller coaster. So my question for you now is that, so what would you say is the best way for an entrepreneur to navigate along this journey, just ensure that he's got his head afloat, that he's not falling into depression because of the hell knows that he's going to get initially? Like, what is your advice for entrepreneurs in that state?
Sure. So I say this 24/7, right? Talk to other founders. Like, there's like nothing like just speaking to other founders, or speak to investors who have been founders, or whatever it is, right? Literally do that. I think other founders understand. Other founders can empathize. Other founders can help you solve problems. Other founders go through similar experiences. You'd be very surprised. But I feel like it's really interesting, right? I feel like so on our team at Backstage, there's a team of 3 of us, and Nisa, and another Andy, and we have 3 different types of people. I think we add stuff to each other. I feel like there's a narrative out there today about like work-life balance and self-care, and that's highly important. It's becoming more important actually, because people have just suffered from like depression and all the things in isolation and never addressed them in any capacity. But now we're like all the solutions are being formed to them. I think as a founder, it's really important that you find time to breathe. And I mean that like every single week, even not every day. So like what I do late at night, and I've always done it. I'm obsessed with Dragon Ball. Every night I literally go to YouTube. I watch the same episodes of Dragon Ball. I watch clips of Dragon Ball. Like, it's really bad. So I'll fall asleep. I wake up and I was like, oh, I should have done work. I was watching Dragon Ball for like 3 hours. But like, that's my escape. That's like what I do. Like I watch a lot of football, of course. I watch like basketball, like football on the weekend. Like I remember my co-founders always like, oh, you work so hard, this, that. Oh, like you work 24/7. Do I used to literally wake up on Saturday, like do work from like 10 to 11 or something, 10 to 12, and then watch the midday kickoff, and then watch like 3 o'clock kickoffs on some website somewhere, and then watch like La Liga in the evening, then watch Match of the Day, and then basketball will be on till late at night. That's what I'll do on a Saturday, every Saturday. Like is that me working hard? Like you say, I do some stuff with sports data, right? So there's some work there somewhere, but like actually, that's what I do. So I find my escape, and I think everyone needs to find their escape. And I think it's really healthy to set goals for yourself and have like an accountability group. Have like a goals group, a group of friends you chat to every month. I think weekly is a bit much, but like set weekly goals. Set a monthly goal, then break that down into weekly goals, and hold accountable. If it's this group, if it's people in this group, if it's people elsewhere, but make sure it's to serious people as well, because what you don't want is people not caring about it. So as soon as people stop caring, then it becomes relevant, and you may even lose motivation. And clearly, you should be self-motivated anyway if you're going to do this stuff. But have people hold you accountable. People, like, it's not just about work. Actually, it may be too much. I say all the time, actually, that if you're going through stuff, just say it's not just about work. It's like, yeah, how you doing, right? Like, we're here, and that's why even with 10 at 10, I guess every week I speak to like a bunch of new founders, like 3 to 5 new like Black founders especially. And last year, around this time last year, it was becoming like quite evident to me that the conversations were going from, hey, I need investment. Can you help me with investments? Help me with products? Help me with team? help me with hiring, help me with like biz dev, help me with process contracts, to they're becoming increasingly personal. So that's like I met for the first time my friend Alex Fafega, and he's an entrepreneur, and he wanted to talk to me about some other stuff that he wanted to do in the community. And I was like, oh, I'm having these conversations. He was like, oh, he tried to do it before, and he started, but he stopped. I was like, oh, let's do it. Like, so like whatever. So like every 2 weeks since then, and we haven't done one for like a month or so, but we're picking up again the week after next. We do safe space sessions, basically like founders, and our group is like black founders come along, 4 to 6 black founders, and we haven't got to know them. Can be anyone in this group or anyone anywhere. They come along, and it's on a Friday every 2 weeks, but like different people. So you come to one, you come back if you want. 6:30 to like 6:30 to like 8:39, and we discuss what's personal to us, and everything discussed stays in the room. And that's the founders. You're really surprised. People are in the room talking. We go through some questions and stuff. People are oh shit. I was like, I swear. I don't know if I can swear. I try not to swear. And people are like, oh damn, whatever. I didn't know someone else experienced that as well. Oh, me too. Oh, this, that. And it's like, that's interesting, right? And people are showing them what's increasingly personal to them, because this journey isn't easy, and it isn't for everyone as well. Yeah, but just take care of ourselves. Again, find your escape, find what create breathing time to breathe every week for yourself. Yeah, don't kill yourself out here. Like you really got. I want to talk about work ethic a bit later. Like the work ethic I believe is necessary out here. But definitely don't kill yourself. Anything else.
All right, cool. Everyone know that. Don't kill yourself in this journey, please. Yeah, that would be great. Everyone can be alive as they get to go towards their goals. Okay, cool. So moving on. Again, just following on from that, is that okay? So what would you say? What is the biggest mistake that you see a lot of new founders, even some existing founders, people that have been in it for a while? What is the biggest mistake they make that stifles their potential of receiving funding from a VC?
So, like, with first-time founders, right? There's this, and I've done it. Everyone's done it as a first-time founder. Like, it's what I refer to as like capital allocation. Like, when we give you money, like how you spend that money is so important. Especially if it's like your first money in. Like, we give 100K, right? I remember the first investment I got. I don't remember. Was it 80K? I think it was 80K. And the first check I got years ago, like 7 years ago or something, 6, 7 years ago. And I was, and the bad thing was, right, like, we didn't do too bad. Like, actually, my co-founder, my Josh and I, it was just the two of us, and we made one hire. Like, and there was another engineer. I really care about products, right? So I was like, it's another engineer. I'll do this dev and the product, and then you can just focus on product, and that's great. So but then a bunch of other founders around us, they were just doing madness with their money. Like, our money, the problem was, that company even failed, and I gave the investors some of their money back. I was like, no, so before it failed, I was like, this isn't going to work. Take some of your money back. Take back the bit that's left. Like, keep that money, right? Like, we're gonna try. They were like, no, you can keep going. It was a long sales cycle. It was like, you're gonna get customers in. I was like, they've got agreement. The sales cycle's too long. We're gonna run out of money. So like, we're gonna burn the money, not getting any clients on board. They take too long. Keep the rest of the money. And by the way, that small note on that, they were like, you've got such high integrity. Whatever you do next, let us know, we'll back you. And I did something next and they backed me. Like that. Like after that one meeting, there we were. Right? But what other founders around us did, they ran out of money ASAP. And our investors then, they're like, were a bit like impatient with them, because they were just like looking at them like, they've run out of money, they really need money, they're trying to raise money, they have their money now. They're like what we call referred to as zombies. And like, they're just like floating around, they aren't dead, but they're not alive. Like, they're just floating. Because they spend it differently. Like, people just make crazy hires. Like, oh, I'm going to hire with marketing people. Oh, I need to outsource my tech now, pay this big agency. Oh, I need to do this. It's like, yo, you really need to just focus on the value and deliver that value as much as possible, that first piece of money, right? If it's tech, it's outsourcing, okay, but like, if you get the product built, like, you better be able to like deliver on that. You better have the resource to deliver on that. Even skill set internally. You like literally, you can't pay yourself too much. I remember some founder pay like founders do some ridiculous stuff sometimes. Like, but this is like a very rare story. Some founder we invested in years ago, not a Backstage, at another fund, bought himself. I remember he kept rolling up in this new car every day, and just kept parking outside and getting parking tickets. And we're like, what? Like, what's wrong? Why are you getting the parking tickets? It's like a little thing. It's like 2011, 2012. It was 2012. And he was like, oh, yeah, it's fine. Like, I've got money. We're like, okay. And then he was like, how do you get a new car? And he was like, oh, the investment money. But he didn't know. And then even it was learning for us. We didn't have anything necessarily like that in the contract. So we had to revoke the money. But it was a bad use of, it was like capital badly allocated. That's such a great example. But actually, it's important that people know that they can't just do anything with the money. People ask all the time. Like someone asked me last week, it was a very serious conversation as well. It was like, oh, I'll get money. Can I put money? If I get like 200K from investors, can I put like 40, 50K on a house deposit? And I was like, I thought it was a joke. It wasn't a joke. No, you can't do that. I was like, pay yourself a salary, and then from there, do whatever you want with your salary. We don't care. Don't like, well, we care. Don't do anything illegal with your money. But like, the money comes, just don't do anything illegal with your money. But like, how you allocate the capital is really important. I don't feel that lesson, that conversation's had often enough. Yeah, so other mistakes, so mistakes people make is just like spending money. I think that's the biggest one, like spending money badly. And there is no like magic formula for spending money well, but it's looking at what really smart people have done. Smart people have just really like bunkered down and just them and the co-founders giving themselves like salaries, minimal salaries they need to survive, and just to not even like survive as in not die. Literally, okay, how much do we need to do this thing and be able to breathe? Okay, cool, let's do it now. I also always ask, like founders, even a bit later stage, I always ask, what should my salary be? I'm like, how much do you need? You ask us about team members. I'm like, how much do you need to just focus on this solely and not be distracted? Not go do any side gigs, not do like tutoring, childcare, not do like these biz dev jobs, these consultant jobs. You can focus 100% of your efforts on this. That's how much you need. And it's not like if it's like 70K, I'll be like, that's a bit ridiculous. Like for first money in. But I think spending money is how to spend money is the biggest mistake. And not hold themselves accountable. And there's a last thing, vanity metrics. So when I gave the example before about wanting to see validation in the Instagram page example, like the right metrics to come to like an investor with is, I've got like these 50 to 100 people buying from this Instagram page every month. The wrong metric would be, well, it's not a bad metric, but if you came and said, I've got these 50,000 followers, I'll be like, okay, cool, how many people are buying? And you're like, oh, only 2 people are buying. I'm like, 2 people are buying? That's the worst conversion rate ever. Like, who's buying? Is it a bot? Like, who's buying? Like, is that actually an actual person buying? But if you came and said, I had 500 followers, I've got 50 people buying. I'm like, oh, you got 50 to 100 people, you got 10 to 20% of people buying from you. That's super good. So like, don't get caught up in vanity metrics. Don't get caught up in, oh my gosh, all these people followed me. Oh my gosh, all these downloads. No, like even my last startup, they went, oh, I just like this 2-month period, I've been about 20,000 downloads, and find they were mostly legit. I think it was like 10% of like bots or whatever. But the problem was like the amount of people that used it from the 20,000, it was like 2,000 of those people kept using it like month on month of that total of that 20,000, and I was like, that's 10% of them. But whenever I went to meetings, the other founders stuff would always be in meetings and they'll just be like presenting like, oh, the 20,000 users, and I was like, it's not using it, it's downloads, who even cares? They're not even actively using it. But they were so stuck on vanity, that it's high number, something that seems successful. Like smart people see through that shit. They really do. They look at it and they're like, actually, you're just about vanity. You're gonna lie and say you've got like 100 customers when you don't and all this stuff. And again, integrity is really important. And even I learned about integrity really early, like 6-7 years ago, didn't start. Realized that like all these numbers you present and stuff, they'll just come to burn you. And like everyone got the bad practice because back then everything was about vanity and everything was still new. But you quickly learn through experience that those things don't matter, and it's just about the bottom line. Actually, who's actually using this thing or paying for this thing? It's not about like number of people that come to my website. Like, okay, number of people come to your website. How many people read? How long do they stay on the site? Like, get the most valuable like metric. That if that metric increases, you're doing well, and then nothing else will matter. Right? Like, and build all activity and actions and behaviors around that metric increases.
Okay, perfect. So one of the things I got from both of the things you said is that basically resourcefulness over resources, basically. So the more resourceful you are with your resources, the better. And integrity is a major thing. So vanity metrics, we shouldn't really try to lead with them. We should make sure that we understand what's real and can add value to the customers and to the funders. So thank you for sharing that. Just follow up on from that question. I know, guys, again, you guys get your questions ready, by the way, so we'll have all the time you need for Q&A. Hopefully Andy ain't running away anywhere.
No.
That's fine. So following on from that, so what is the flip side? What's the number one success trait that VCs look for in entrepreneurs? So you mentioned integrity already. So is there anything else that you said, like, this is something that they see in entrepreneurs that, yep, I would love to work with this guy, I love to fund him, etc.
Sure. So on integrity, everyone's going to assume you have integrity. Just don't do anything that's like bad character, right? Like,
Yeah.
people want to see good integrity, but no one's assuming anyone's got bad integrity at walking into a room. So if they discover bad integrity, that's a negative point. That could be a negative point forever if you don't rectify it. So good traits, I feel like focus. That's a really important trait. Can you focus? Can you say no to distractions? If a new opportunity comes along, you're just like, oh my gosh, I've got this new opportunity. And it's like, no, like, people really don't want to see that. It makes them uncomfortable, right? Like, clearly there's certain times you've got to make like instinctive decisions. You can go, actually, here's a better opportunity, right? If things aren't going well, or even if things are going well, you can add something on that's gonna, like, Facebook was going well anyway, and it had people uploading photos. But as soon as, like, who was it? Was it Chris Hughes, one of the co-founders, came up with the idea for tagging photos? Game changed. People get like direct notifications that other people do activities with them involved instead of having to go check their page. People get email notifications. People were like obsessively going back to Facebook then, right? So these new ideas, new features have come along. You've got to wait up. So like smart and considered, right? Focus is everything. Everything's gonna be focused. I feel like every decision you make, like big and small, and especially the big ones, has to be mission aligned. Like, if you're planning something, you have to literally be like, does this align with the mission? Does this help us achieve our mission? If it doesn't, we don't do it. It's really that simple. Like, it's like, so you're focused, but like, even stuff around the focus, even if like all I do is sell like these drinks now and day, like these selling drinks. If someone comes along, like, if an opportunity comes along for me to go sell, like, I don't know, do fizzy drinks or something, it's just like, that's not focus. Like, let me produce that high vitamin drinks instead, and just keep doing that, right? And then that's it. Everyone wants to see just that focus. And every decision you make, like, if it's any flavor anyone releases of these drinks or whatever it is, everything has to align with the mission. Does that help us? I would say, does that help us solve the problem? Right? If that aligns with our mission, we do it. If it doesn't align with the mission of this company, we can't engage in that activity.
Okay, perfect. So focus. Thank you for making it very, very clear. The next question I have is, so at what stage can entrepreneurs start seeking funding for their ideas? I think you touched upon this briefly, but that's for people that might have just come on a call. Are you able to elaborate?
Sure. So there's like investors and funding options for like various different stages, right? So there's funding options for people like at ideation, people who are just getting going. Like, I was with a friend of mine was at meeting someone else, one of our entrepreneurs here yesterday, and he came to me literally. He's like, "Hey, can I talk to you for 2 minutes? I just want to get like 15K together." And I was like, "Oh, okay." Is that 10 to 15K? And that's still like a substantial amount of money, right? Like, people don't really have 10, 15K spare just to put into startups, right? Unless they do, right? Some people do. The majority of people, especially from underrepresented backgrounds, don't. I said to them, there's places like Unlimited, UNLTD, Unlimited do grants for like startups, right? They do like a few grants, do like £500 one if you just got an idea you want to just test. You do like a 6K grant if you want to actually turn the idea into something like a product or something, or service or some sort of solution. If you have 15K grant, I think, which is like help get more users on board, and they do like a 50 and 150K grant or investment at that point to help grow it. So there's like early stage funding. There's a few accelerated programs that we run. The accelerated program. Our offers find a bit different. It's like 100K, it's like $100,000 for 5%, or like 75, 80,000 pounds for 5%. A few others around give like 15K. Some places they give like 15K. Other places give like 20, 25. Some give 50K, 40, 38K and stuff. There's a few accelerated programs. I'm happy to send around the list afterwards. And they take people at much earlier stages. Some places now take, even like the bakery, for example, they give people money before they have an idea. They're like, "Hey, are you smart? We want to back you." And Entrepreneur First do it as well. They give them stipends. They give them like £1,500 a month. And they're like, "Hey, you've got 3 months to come up with an idea and find a co-founder here." And because there's a group of them all in the same spot. And if they come up with an idea, Entrepreneur First invest, or the bakery, or then invest with their partner. If not, then they just go their own way. But they've got 3 months to work on it full time. £1,500 is not a lot of money as well. So obviously it's not about you being full time. It's about you being there for their sessions and stuff. So you still have a part-time job anyway. And they give the amount they give because that's what they do. But there are a few options out there. Yeah, there are a few options out there. And I guess later stage, like there's us, like we're early anyway, but then there's other VCs. There's a lot of angel investors you can go to for money, but they tend to want to see revenue nowadays, and which makes sense. And some users and just some data, right, around like validation.
Perfect. Okay, cool. I think
sorry, last thing on that. And there's a bunch of like people that do office hours as well. So go get feedback. Like we do office hours. We're doing one tomorrow. We're meeting with I think 9 or 10 startups for like a few hours straight from the morning to the afternoon. And office hours are literally half an hour long. Tomorrow's format for us, so you know what to get used to. People come in with a pitch deck. So pitch them for 5 minutes. Then we're going to give them 20 minutes of feedback, and then they can go, and then we can like we'll follow up with like whatever follow up is. If it's introductions, if it's like us looking to like pursue this later, next, like maybe end of the year or next year, as an investment. If it's me sending them on to other investors or something, my team doing that. Yeah, so there's a bunch of office hours. So look around for office hours as well. Admittedly, there aren't too many on now, but like I chat, like my team was speaking about. So if we 10x 10 VC, I guess we're going to do them monthly anyway. We do them monthly anyway. I do them like twice a month personally, and then at Backstage we're going to try to do them twice a month as well, at least one, a minimum once a month. So a team of 3 of us there, and a bunch of other people will be involved. So like with 10x 10 stuff, a bunch of other black VCs in London will be involved, and of course there's all the other VCs anyway at the office hours. I think they take a lot of them take people at super early stages. There's this group YSYS. That my girlfriend runs, and there's a startup community, and they also do some consult, like some that D&I consultancy and stuff, other organizations. But then they've got a startup community, and they connect to all these VCs. They do that pipeline stuff for them, feed them startups, and they've got a program like One Tech where they work with them to get startups ready for like different levels of funding. And even YSYS, I've put to her like they basically set up office hours for the super early stage startups or the earlier stage when they've just got an idea or they've just got like first version done. And so like organizations like that are super helpful as well.
Perfect. Okay, I'm going to ask one more question before I hand it over to the audience. So I'm sure that everyone has questions. So guys, if you have questions, make sure you get ready now. But the last question I have is that from your informed perspective, what are some of the best uses of VC funding entrepreneurs can make? So just from your experience, that when someone has received funding, what is the best? This person used it for this, and it kind of had the best return, etc. Like what's that?
So repeat that first part, please. What's the best?
So what are some of the best uses of VC funding entrepreneurs can make or have made in your experience?
Sure. So I feel like people are everything, right? If you get money and like here's the thing, right? Like clearly, fine. We're giving out 75k, 5%, and a few other companies have some other money as well from other investors, which ranges. Some of them are just that's our money, the only money they've got, and that's the first money in. They're about to get more investment now, over the next 2 months or so. Others have received like a few 100k before coming to us. The best use of money is on people. Like again, that whole thing where you're focused on this and you can do it and you can breathe, like go full time. If you can give yourself a full-time salary, like had any of our founders said they won't be full-time on this, wouldn't have invested at all. Impossible, especially for me, because I'm like, I've done this without having any money full-time for like some time, right? And that was hard, but we don't want anyone to experience that. But it's just super important that people, it's important that you're just focused on this. Like the best use of time, best use of money is just on good people. Hire someone, like if you're gonna hire someone, make sure it's a super hire. Like I always say, I only want to work with superstars. So like, make sure you hire someone that's great, bring in super talent. It's not about paying them well. Sell them on the mission, sell them on your vision for this company, and make them know that like if you haven't got a lot of money initially, like give people good equity. Something I want to say as well, the founders, the co-founders, literally split. If you're co-founders, split your equity equally. There's no such thing as that I came up with the idea. If you come to a meeting and I ask you why is your equity split different, you tell me you came up with the idea, I'm gonna think you're just a narcissistic, egotistical maniac or something. I'm like, well, what's wrong with this person? Like they came up with the idea. I'm like, so what? Like I had your idea. It gives a damn. I've now got your idea as well. I'm like it's about execution, right? So it just saves headaches later. You haven't got to worry about other people's motivations and stuff. Like everyone's equally motivated. You can talk to people anyhow you want because like you can literally be like, yo, what's like my team and I, like we will get on with great. People see us. Like we're in the office every day. We're always like, we're equal, right? So it's kind of like, oh, well, like, yo, what are you doing? Like, yo, let's get together. Like, say it to me all the time, yo, and can you get on top of this? But, and it's something that we have to do. And so I feel like spending money on people is good. And if you can get your people full time, then do that. If you can get yourself full time on this, then that's what I'm doing too.
Okay, perfect. Yeah, thank you for sharing that, man. So at this point, guys, let me change the slide here. I just want to kind of open up to the audience Q&A. I know we have one question. I received a call, so I'll start with that one. Unless let me get his name. Ross, do you want to unmute yourself and say it yourself, or do you want me to say it for you? Just give me a wave or something like that, and I can unmute you. 1 second. I think it's Ross. Yeah, Ross, you're unmuted. Yep.
Yes, Ross.
Yeah. So my question was, do you invest in companies in tranches? Like obviously you said you invest 100K. So is that bit by bit?
Sure.
And also, if the company runs through the whole funding which you give them, and there's no return on your investment, what's your backup plan?
Sure. So tranches first. So we give them the money up front. So we've just wired like 75K, 80, whatever, 75 to 80K to a bunch of companies, to 5 companies, right? We give them money up front. A lot of investors give them money up front. Sometimes there are tranches. And those tranches are based on milestones. But it's usually, I had tranches when I got an investment, wasn't first investment. I remember like the second company I got investment for, like in 2013 or something. Like I had 2 tranches. It was based on milestones. There are like pros and cons of tranches. Like a friend of mine recently took tranches and their business. And the problem with like, if you're gonna do tranches, like make sure, like I say this all the time. If we're gonna do tranches, tell me that you're gonna get, like if you feel that like by the time you get the money, which is like maybe a few months out, so by the time for the second tranche, if you're gonna have 100 users, tell me you're gonna get 50. Tell me that's the milestone. Because if you tell me 100 and you come short of that, I may not give you the money. Then you may be pissed. And then we get into the second question, which is like, what happens if they run out your money, you burn your cash? Then the company dies, or the company doesn't die. It depends on the founders. Like I guess a bit different. Like when I've run out of money previously, but I knew like I didn't run out of money. Just before I ran out of money, I went to shut it down, and I was like, that's run out of money. Take the last like 20K, whatever it was. Keep the last 20K. And yeah, keep the last 20K, and yeah, like whatever. I'm gonna go do something else. So, but companies die night and day because they don't have money. Like money, unfortunately, money is oxygen in this world. So having money is important. It enables you to breathe. If you run out of our money, what's our backup plan as investors? Again, listen, like VCs, like where we are, people are only expecting 10%. Like we want all of our companies to win, but the model says 10% will win, right? Like, so if 10% win, that's 10%. So like, if you make 10 investments, you only really expect that one of them to knock it out the park. The one that knocks it out the park, that's the one that will return all the money for the fund. So like, if we invest like $1 million, like we're investing like let's say $1 million to our fund this year, and we're doing 100K each. If one of the businesses like gets to, we're doing a $2 million valuation. If one of the businesses gets to a $200 million valuation, right? Then all of a sudden that 100K for us becomes 10 million, and we've got our money back plus another 9 million. So that's the model that people usually operate in VC. We want all 5 of our companies to win. And that's why we're equally close to them. We're going to stay close to them no matter what happens. But VCs really only need one of their companies to win. They bet like that only one company wins, or like 10% win, and they return all the money. If the rest die, that's been considered in the numbers anyway when you're going out to pitch. Like if you go and pitch me, you say, hey, I'm raising an investment fund, give me money for my fund, all my startups are going to do well, I won't believe you. I'd be like, you need to run the numbers again. That's not how numbers work. No matter how great companies you get, there's all these issues, people issues, and all this other stuff. So, yeah.
Okay, cool. We got another question from Callum. Callum, do you want me to unmute you, and have you ask the question yourself? Let me know. I can say it for you if you want. One
Oh, I
second.
can see it. Oh, Kelly's gonna ask me if you want. Give him a chance. Yeah.
Okay. You can see anyway. You can see the question right here. So, what information would I need to bring to an investor slash V card? I have no clue. What VC, I guess. Angel
Yeah,
investor.
yeah. So angel investment pitch. It's a pitch deck, right? Like
Okay.
so I think so the pitch deck is again it's this document has 10 to 15 pages long. I can share an example of one afterwards.
Yeah, I'll share it by email.
Yeah, to share the email. And it's a document that usually starts and it's like, here's the problem. Here's the market size. Here's the amount of people. Or here's the problem. Here's the common solutions to the problem, the alternatives in the market. Here's our solution. Here's the solution. Let me now tell you a bit more about the product and how it works. Here's the market size. Here's how many people are in this market. Then it's like, you've already got maybe cover competitors somewhat. Then it's like, here's the team that's doing it. Here's how it's been going, and you can start doing it already. If not, there's no traction. You don't have a traction slide, of course. Here's the plan going forward. Like we planned, again, as I said, I had a slide that had two charts. That one chart with two columns. One said, I think 25 schools, no money. It had the word no money, capital was in bold above it. And then the other column was like probably 10 times its size. And it was like, hey, 150 or 250K or however much we were raising and it had 250 schools. So you want to do that as well. You want to show, well, here's the plan. And in there, I actually had the people I'm hiring as well. Like, here's the plan for the money. Here's what I plan to do with the money. I'm hiring these people. And I put there's something else helpful. I put already identified. Somebody knew who they were. And even like last company, healthcare company that's still running, when we went to raise, I was like, we're going to build a web app. We're going to build like an Android product. And that's like, oh, who are you going to get to do it? I already knew I was going to do it. I just basically hired my old co-founder because he was super smart. I was like, come over here, please. Like, I need that web and Android product built. So we did that. We worked together again. It made more sense. I was like, I'm hiring my old co-founder. Already identifying the talent is really important. And something else was missing from slides, which I had, which people found like interesting, was distribution. Here's how we go to market. That's like really important. I'm going to ask you that in the meeting anyway. How are you getting customers? How do you acquire customers? If there's a customer acquisition cost, like the amount it costs to acquire a customer, and that could be like through Facebook ads or whatever it is, Google ads, or it's not your time cost. We'll happily do sales meetings. Put that in, and then put the amount of money, the lifetime value, which means the amount of value in like pounds or something that you believe that customer is going to produce for you over their lifetime. So if it's what's a good example? Like if it's a haircut, right? Like the lifetime value, if I'm paying £26 a month, or let's say £25 a month, for numbers' sake, I need to get a haircut every month. I'm going to get a haircut for probably the same barber if I move for the next 10 years. So £25 times 12 is 300, right? So then actually 300 times 10 is 3,000. So if it's costing you £100 to acquire me, you're spending £100 ads to get me, but I'm bringing you £3,000, like whatever, like I'm bringing you £3,000 over 10 years. Yeah, you're absolutely fine, right? Then you make like enough profit that it's absolutely fine. So again, I'll share an example of that. So you want to have like just like a pitch deck, and something else as well. Actually, like a lot of people like to see. Like, I like to see. I prefer to see somewhat. It's just a one-page document called an executive summary, and it has on there everything the pitch deck does, but it's just summarized. It's one page: problem, solution, product, team, market size. What your ask is, how much money you need or whatever it is, and then what you plan to do with it. And of course, it has your company name and company logo and stuff as well.
Perfect. Okay. I'll definitely get that from you, and I'll send it to everyone via the email. So everyone that's signed up, you'll get the examples via email. Andy will provide it for you guys. Does anyone else have any more questions? Just be sure to let me know. I'll unmute you. You can give me a wave. If you guys can see like a wave thing, and that should be there, or you can just write in the chat, and I can answer it for you. Ask it for you. No one. I'm sure no one has any more questions. I'm sure there's a lot of aspiring VCs here. So does anyone have any VC questions? People that want to become VCs? This is a perfect chance. Okay.
Yeah, Damien's got a question. Yeah.
Okay, you're gonna type it then. Okay, that's fine.
Oh, and on the becoming a VC thing, 10x10 VC. I need to get. We're planning it. I'm doing an event called How to Become a VC, and it's gonna have all the black VCs there. and then we'll get word out about it. So we'll share with Ty, and Ty can share with you. Oh, and anyone who wants to come VC can come along. We're going to talk about like our background somewhat, what it takes to become a VC, what education, what you need to know, and then how to go about it. And then we're going to provide and we're going to try. I'm just trying to be as helpful as possible. I'm going to try to provide some inroads as well. Like here are like friends at funds, here are funds who are hiring. Here we'll help with interviews, whatever. Like, and then we'll maybe provide some work experience where we can as well.
Okay, perfect. So Damini says she's typing. So while she's typing, has anyone else got any more questions? And feel free to type, or feel free to unmute you if you want to have any more questions. This is the perfect chance to have ask a question if you have someone that's in this world right at your disposal. But you guys make sure you take hold of the opportunity. So Ross asks, have you invested in property startups?
So I'm just going to switch loud because it's a bit dark. 1 second. I invest in property startups. So property startups. Yeah, so the answer is no, right? Like, so Ross, can you define like when you say property startup? So Ross, can you define what you mean by property startup? Is that like a what we call prop tech, like technology at work, like is that right move? Is that stuff like that, or is that like actual property itself? Okay, cool. So we haven't, we will, we can. Like, so my shirt's a bit dirty because I had a baby on me earlier. One of our families, baby. I've seen it now because it's like, yeah, we're open to like everything. We're sector agnostic, which basically means we're open to invest in any sector. Right? Yeah. So like property, absolutely fine. There's nothing that we don't look at. Right? I was with a property startup coming to pitch us tomorrow. And what they do is like data around property. It's called District 34. They do like just data around like finding properties to buy and stuff, and where like smart ways to do that. Yeah. Damini still has a question as well. So.
Okay. So Dami, I think you said you're gonna type, so I'll unmute Sol and
Yep.
allow him to ask. So Sol, you're unmuted. Feel free to ask your question. Oh. Okay, 1 second. I think you've asked there. Okay, I'll answer it for him. So it says, throughout your experience, what's been your most successful VC venture, and where is that company business now?
Sure, that's a good question. So, so I guess like two part. So there's hello, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah. So when I was so I guess like years ago, my investor spoke about that, like give us tranches. Before we got an investment, I was on the team there, and we invested in something that's done quite well called Yo-Yo Wallet. And it's like it's obviously based on like a lot of universities, they use it for payments for like university cafeterias and restaurants. They use it on flights and stuff. And it's literally a payments wallet that you can use, and the only benefit of using that over like just Apple Pay directly, and it existed way before Apple Pay and stuff anyway, is you get like these credits and you get these rewards like for purchases and stuff over time, and that's just done remarkably well. Yeah, looking at like the valuations like in the hundreds of millions now.
Okay, that's cool. So I hope that answered your question, Saul. I'm not sure if Damini's writing like a dissertation or something.
Oh,
there he is. There he is.
Damini's going to read his dissertation instead. Do it.
All right, 1 second. I'll meet him. There you are, bro.
I was trying to type it. I didn't really know what to type. I'll be honest. Like my question isn't super focused, but I'll try and explain it. I've got quite a lofty idea in a rather big agricultural project.
Yep.
I'm already doing like some business development with a company that are a competitor, a potential competitor, but I don't trust them. So I'm thinking of going it.
You don't trust them.
No, I believe they trust me. It's a bit what you were talking about earlier in terms of integrity. I feel like the way they operate is not necessarily with integrity. So I don't see myself working with them in the long term. But it's like I almost don't even know where to start. It's something that would be an international project. Like I believe in it wholeheartedly. Every time I've spoken to VCs about it, they're like such a great idea. As in, I can go into it doesn't matter when and where. But the point is that everyone I speak to says it's a great idea. From doing the business development, I can see it's a great idea, but I have no idea where to start in terms of actually starting the product myself. I'd happily talk to you about it offline, but yeah.
So let's chat about it. Maybe it's helpful for people on the call actually. Like, let's quickly over 1 minute. Can you just say what it is, and then
Okay. Basically, I want to start a business basically selling palm wine, like distilled palm wine.
I'm
I'm
from Sterling. I get it. Yeah.
Okay, yeah, so you know what I'm talking about. So basically, a 40% version of the palm wine. Like I said, I really work with a business doing that to some extent. I kind of want to go off and do it, not necessarily by myself, but no longer working with them. But I literally have no idea where I'm starting. I don't feel like it's appropriate to go to VCs and say, "This is my idea, give me money." I don't, because I don't know how much it costs to do it, create a distillery, all these different things, and I really don't know where to start.
Sure. So it's interesting, right? It's like with people that, like, if it's with illicit drinks, if it's with the cosmetic companies and stuff. I've got all these friends that run these beauty companies. A company we invested with Afrocentrics, they make like products for curly hair.
Yeah,
Yeah. So like they produce themselves, right? Like they produce the very first version of them. Like they get it done. Like you're saying wine distillery, but I'm thinking, like, how do you even know it's going to be good? And I'm like, maybe you can tell me the answer. I'm assuming, and this is probably applies to everyone, right? I'm assuming the answer is like, because you've done it yourself once, like you haven't done it in like a scalable way. You just know, you taste it or something. Is that the answer?
Essentially, and like I said, I'm already helping a business sell it and move it, so I already know this.
So what you don't need is a wine distillery. You need like validation. Like the wine distillery is going to cost you money, right? And then money is where we come in. Like people ask, like wine distillery will cost you money. So you don't need that. What you need is validation that people want this thing. So however you produce it for yourself, like you want to do that again, and you want to find a group of people that are going to buy it, and just be like, hey, can I produce it for you in a very like non-scalable way? This is Paul Graham, the guy that runs something called Y Combinator, like an accelerator fund in the US. He wrote an article years ago called "Do Things That Don't Scale." Like literally, that's how everyone should start. Do things that don't scale. Do it yourself, like produce it yourself, like put it in, like literally put it in bottles, and and just get out there. And if there's interest and there's demand, then you go to the next level, right? There's interest and demand. You find a way to get it to people, get it to a bit more people. Like again, for something like that, what I want to see is, I don't want to hear from you is that, hey, we did this manually, and we now have like, there's like word of mouth has been spread a little bit. We've got like 50 people back. Again, it's not about the number 50, right? But you know what I mean? Like it's not a big number. So there's like 20 to 30 people that are buying from us every single month. Maybe it's the same people that are buying from us every single month. They love it. We're gonna do some testing. We're gonna get to like 50, 60 people or something, or 100 people. And then at that point, it's like, okay, cool. You clearly need some money to turn this to work for manufacturing. You clearly need that. Afrocentrics are doing it, right? Like they've ever been just doing products themselves, producing themselves in the kitchen, right? Literally by hand themselves. And they're about to scale up manufacturing now because they've got some resources. They've got like some money they can go do from WeWork and from us. But they're like, no one's gonna believe it. So they literally like do it themselves. They literally have been doing it themselves, right? And then they got to the point where they increased that what production level was like and how they did things and with the tools they used. But I remember I think Justin, one of the founders, said last week, the tool that they bought when they first started it, or that first bit of university money or something, or like loan money they got from someone, they still use that tool. But guess what? Over the next 6 months, they won't be using that tool because they've got a bit more money now, right? But they've been going for 10 years. They've been for almost 10 years as well. So I think like manually validate that, like, and the same thing applies to anyone that's doing anything. Like validate that manually, and then they can go to the next level. Like always think big, think massive, act small. That's the really important piece. Because if you can do that, then we're like, oh, okay. There's no doubt that this guy or girl is going to like take us to the next level, or just need money to like work on manufacturing or resource, whatever it is.
Yeah, I hope that answered your question, Damini. I just wanted to open up just in case anyone else had another question. Feel free to jump in, give me a wave or in a chat, and I'll unmute you. Or you can type it in as well. So yeah, anyone else have any more questions? I'll give it a few seconds just in case. Okay, cool. I'm guessing not. So I'm guessing not. Cool. So at this point, guys, I just want to thank everyone for coming. Before you guys go, please, it would be great if we can get some feedback from you guys. So what my friend Sam's going to do right now is share a feedback form. You can be very, very honest. Just type it. Just literally click the link. It'll be 2 seconds, only 4 questions. I feel like it literally takes 30 seconds to finish. So if you guys can click this link and just go on it and see if you can just help us, give us some feedback, how we can improve moving forward. I think we really, really appreciate it. Before you leave, just kind of give you guys a reminder, the A team, what we're about, the A stands for active, and that means active commitment today inspires victory every day. And of course, we affirm, we commit, we test, we iterate, we validate, and then execute to make our vision a reality. I will send every single thing. I'll send a meeting recording to you guys first thing tomorrow morning, as well as all the stuff that me and Andy said we're going to deliver to you, as well as some of the calls from our previous weeks as well. So we had a lot of guest speakers come on board as well and give a lot of value. So again, guys, thank you very, very, very much for coming through. Andy, really, really appreciate it. Thank you for sharing. And yeah, I'll hopefully see you guys in another call. Cheers.
Cool. Thanks, guys. Thanks for having me.
I love it. Cheers.